Yes, it's the Sabbath here on 3/3/1920. This one is more I guess, a making up of certain books that I pretty much already capitalized on the books I made before. But we're going to start off with this whole argument because I see this everywhere I turn. That Ham it's not a possibility that a dirty Hamite / Rastafari would be a Israelite. Now when we go to Genesis 2013, this is my argument that Zilpah birthed Asher, and then 35-6 Bela gave Dan. 30 verse 8, Bela gave Naphtali. 10-11, Zilpah gave Gad. And then 30, I don't know which one it is. I could have lost it. My bad. Alright, so it's not 30. But then we go over, and that was my argument that Bela and Zilpah, because it says right here, 46 of Genesis, 46:25. Laban gave Bilhah to Rachel. 46:18. Laban gave Zilpah to Leah. But then you go to 35:22 to even more elaborate. Bilhah is called Jacob's concubine. So not only does Jacob have two wives, one would argue that Zilpah and Bilhah are his concubines. So I was saying, well, where do they come from? Could they be Hamites? But then you read, it's like a part of the Apocrypha, or it's called the Testament of the 12 Patriarchs. And it pretty much, I think it's like a Lost Books of Eden. I had the book, I lost it, but it says chapter 1 of the book of Naphtali, 1:10. It says, their father, Rotheus, was of the family of Abraham, and he was a Chaldean, and pretty much Laban took him captive and gave one of his servants to Rotheus, who had Zilpah and Bela, and they, were given unto Leah. They were still his slaves or whatever, his servants. So that kind of ruled out my argument that they were Hamites. But wait, you thought you had me, right? You thought you had me. Let's go to Genesis 38:2. Yahudah. Now this is the seed in which His Majesty, the priest king, the rabbi king, I'm sorry. Well, one probably would say emperor, but Negus Yahushua Christ. Yahudah marries Shua, a Canaanite. So not a Yahudite, but the actual father of the tribe of Yahudah marries a Canaanite. So that means all the children that Yahudah has is of Canaanite seed, which is a offspring of Ham. Then we go to 46:20. Manasseh and Ephraim, born to Yoseph, another father. See, the father, not the children of the father, the actual father. So I mean, Manasseh, he took a place of Levi. Manasseh, born to Yoseph by the daughter of Potiphera, the priest of Un. But this happened in Egypt. So this was another Hamite. So now we have, the actual two fathers of two tribes. It's really 13, but Levi is not counted. So 2 of the 13 tribes, or if you want to say it, 2 of the 12 tribes, are married and reproduce. The fathers, not the children of the fathers, the actual fathers. When you say I'm a Yehudite, when you say I'm from Yahudah, I'm from Manasseh, you're saying I'm a Hamite / Shemite. For all you say, no way, a dirty Hamite could be, well, the one who bloodline. So that means all of Yahudah. That means Miriam, Yoseph, Yahushua's father, Dawood, Suleiman. Who else? What was Dawood's Absalom? I think Rehoboam, or Jeroboam. If he was, I think he because like he is like Jehoboam, then it's like Jehoiakim. One of them are the tribe of Yahudah. They were all are all of Hamite seeds, the chosen family for the priest king to come through. Shh. Enjoy the silence. Enjoy it. Love it. Take it. But then we go to Ezekiel 16:1-7, where it says, your nativity comes from Canaan. Your father a Amorite, your father a Hittite. So showing, if it's not talking about Genesis, then it's showing more multiplication. And also, when the children come into Mitzrayim, they're mating and having children already, and pretty much leaving out. They're taking. I've got my point to that argument, but it could be pretty much. It's at least explaining 38:2 and 46:10. All right. So now that concludes that part about a dirty Hamite being an Israelite. So that destroys all their arguments on that. And then my next one is, is Michael the one who rises up? I might have this in my other video, the angel with the balance or scales, whatever is titled. But then we have same book, Genesis 32:24-30. It says Jacob fights with the angel. And then we go to Joshua 5:13-15. It says Joshua meets the angel that has a sword drawn. And it says he has, I think it's referring to Christ in Romans. I have it right here, 13:4, bears the sword not in vain. But the double-edged sword. And he cuts, he walks with you. Oh yeah, also, I'm sorry. Hold on, let me find this. Pause. I'm sorry. Then we go to Exodus 23:20. Behold, I send the angel before thee to keep thee in the way and to bring thee into the place that I've prepared. So were all these three referenced in the Torah? The Torah, Yahshua, Exodus, and Genesis. Are these all Michael? Because it says clearly that in Yahshua that he is the angel. He is a captain of the lords of the host of the Creator / army. So when all these tasks are done or needed to be done, who would you rely upon besides Yahushua Christ, was in a sense is God in the flesh? So Yahushua hasn't been manifested yet. So who would you send besides the captain of your army, the captain of all that you survey, all that you have dominion over, besides Michael, or the spirit of this being? So that's my other argument about, my theory on who is Michael and how many times. Oh yeah, also we have this kind of ends my last part, and it kind of relates to Ham as well. Now in Daniel 12:1, it says, at that time the prince Michael, who protects the children of Israel, will raise up and lead Creator's army. Oh, sorry, no, that's something different. Basically, he'll rise up and defend thy people. The book of Daniel 12:1. Now, Michael is the angel that leads Creator's army. That's where I mix it up at. His Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie's father, ironically, is named Michael Wod Makanan. He leads Negus Menelek's army. Michael, the angel, will rise up to defend Creator's children. Chapter 12 of Daniel. Michael Makanan raised a son to be the protector of Creator's children, as you saw against the League of Nations and for over 5 years, fighting against the devil. As it says, Michael dared not to bring against any devil accusations against Moses when reasoning with the devil or the evil one about Moses. So, boom. Reasonable protector. Michael was like, Michael Wold McCannon was like Negus Dawood, serving the throne of Creator with all his heart. The throne being established through Suleiman, Negus Suleiman, and Menelik, and Queen Maccaday, and the Cambrian Agast, which is also in the scriptures, where she came and visited, but they don't tell that part. They took it out like every other part of the Bible. So don't say just because it's not in the Bible, you can't. How are you reading the Apocrypha? So don't sit here and say because it's not in the Bible, I'm not going to believe it. And he had 700 concubines and 300 wives. Okay, you can't believe it. I can't believe it's not butter either. But then Emperor Haile Selassie would have been like Negus Suleiman, a reward for such loyalty. And then we go to my theory about His Majesty being Creator in the flesh. Revelations 5:5, Christ loosens the 7 seals. Now we know when Christ came, Yahushua was a great rabbi king. He never loosened any seals, or at least it's not told to us. Maybe it could be something that has been taken out as well. But my theory or my argument is that Suleiman was like Yahushua Christ, or had the potential if he had mastered the flesh. Like I said, as long as you continue in the way, the throne will not cease to perish. And then we have, if Rastafari is like Suleiman, would this had been made true, meaning what Suleiman had done, because you never really hear any negative about His Majesty doing anything crazy negative. So could he have been a reincarnate of Negus Suleiman, mastering the flesh, therefore becoming a version of Christ, therefore, as he was going around the world, and as the Rasta man said, 72 nations bowed to my king, including your America, and he was going around the world doing what he had to do. Even going to Rome, like I said, he never went to Rome. I forgot the actual location. It was like a palace. He never went to Rome and acknowledged the Catholic priest, or what's his name? What's the title? The Pope. But he did go to Rome, and it was like a significant place of which had importance. So he did go to Rome and pay homage, or had them pay homage. Or my other version, is Christ still to return and do this when he returns, or did another version already return and do so, as I just pretty much theorized? So that pretty much destroys a lot of the ignorance being spread by emotions. And I watched the video. Sadly, Israel United in Christ, they just keep fighting against the Rasta man. And my argument is this: you're going to meet people like Israel. You're going to meet people that claim Rastafari and not know what they claim. You're going to meet a lot of people that claim Israelites and don't know what they claim. But the latest video was that they don't know about the Nazarene vow. And the dude that was fighting against the Rasta man, the Nazarene vow, said, nowhere does it say to comb your hair. Well, the locks of your head means your hair becomes knotty. So you're not going to comb your hair. If you comb your hair, you're not going to have locks. So it says clearly in Numbers chapter 6, the locks of his hair will grow. And then it said, they said something else about the time appointed that is not for life. Actually, it may be for life if you choose it to be. Because it says clearly, after the vow has been done, then you take your offerings and shave your head in the presence of the priest, and he burns it in the fire. See, don't mess with this real Rasta. This real Rasta will cut you deep and cut your head off. But it says, after the vow is complete, then you shave your head. But by this point, you're no longer a Nazarene. The Nazarene vow has been completed. So yes, the Nazarene vow, it says for what? For those who separate themselves from the world. So while you're under the vow, you're not of the world. You're separated to the Creator and to thy will. And then they sit here and say, well, you're, as a Rasta, as a Nazarene, you're not supposed to have meat. Though it doesn't say it. See, they use divine and all this. All right, so if it says if you come near a dead body, that you must shave your head and start over. So if one intellect will sit here and read that, wouldn't that go for, if you're not able to come near a body and you have to cut your head, how would you be able to consume it, you fool? I can't come near a dead body. That means if I see a dead body 20 feet in front of me, I gotta turn away and go away from it. But yet I can consume dead flesh? And that makes sense to you where? But like I said, it gives no length for the, if you read it, it gives no length for the vow. The vow is potentially up to you. But it clearly says the locks of his hair grow, meaning you can't comb your hair because your hair won't lock if you keep combing it or brushing it. That's why you're separated. It's like a self, not torture, but a self-discipline. Like not trying to be all pretty for the Babylonian lifestyle. You're pretty much putting your body under a test. Then once you're fulfilled, then you can cut your hair the rest of your days. The vow has been fulfilled. You upheld the oath. No vine, no meat, no drinking, no defiling act. Like I said, this makes perfect sense. That's why Yahushua, not because he came from Nazareth, but because he was a Nazarite. This makes perfect sense for the priest king. And also, all you people talking about his eyes were drunk like wine in Revelations. I have it in my mother page on them too. That I forgot where I put it at. That it's my other book, I believe. That the Israel, like the priest, is not. You can probably Google this. Though. I think it's in my other book. The priest is not able to consume wine. So even if he's not a Nazarene, and he did make he did make wine at the celebration, the wedding, doesn't mean he drunk it. He just did it because it was a party going on. It's a party going on, and he want the party to stop. But it clearly gives one of the rules in Leviticus or Numbers that you're not able to consume wine. So there you have it. But like I said, that makes more sense that Yahushua, the priest, rabbi, king, would have been a Nazarene, not because he came from Nazareth. So that's my more information here on the Sabbath regarding more testimonies from the scriptures and more theories. If you have some more, do it yourself. Like I said, this is for the uplift. This isn't competition. This is for the elevation and the informing of thy children. Liberation.